The ultra-wealthy have a dirty little secret that will completely change how you think about success, and it has nothing to do with what you see on their Instagram feeds. After working as a nanny in a household that employed more staff than most luxury resorts, I uncovered the invisible habits that truly separate the mega-rich from everyone else. What shocked me wasn't the obvious displays of wealth, but rather the subtle, almost boring systems that actually create lasting prosperity. But here's where it gets controversial. These aren't habits exclusive to the wealthy. Anyone can adopt them, yet most people choose the flashy alternatives that keep them broke. Their most valuable asset isn't money, it's empty space. Forget the expensive cars and designer handbags. The ultimate status symbol in this household was something most people would find terrifying: completely open calendar blocks. At first glance, this seemed bizarre. These parents managed high-pressure careers, yet their schedules appeared almost vacant. Then I discovered their radical approach to time management that most people would never dare to try. They guarded their deep work periods and family moments with the ferocity of a protective parent. Everything else, the endless errands, administrative tasks, and random interruptions, got ruthlessly pushed to the periphery. They either delegated these tasks, automated them completely, or simply eliminated them altogether. Here's what most people miss. They batched similar activities together instead of A morning routine with the children exemplified this perfectly. No frantic shoe-hunting expeditions. No last-minute lunch preparation chaos. The calm atmosphere I witnessed wasn't accidental. It was carefully architected. Friction disappears through invisible automation. This family approached systems with the same seriousness most people reserve for breathing, essential, automatic, and omnipresent. Every recurring expense ran on autopilot. Grocery deliveries arrived like clockwork on predetermined schedules. Healthcare appointments, educational tutoring sessions, and home maintenance visits followed sensible, predictable patterns. Even the children's wardrobes adhered to coordinated color schemes, eliminating daily decision fatigue and negotiation battles. But here's the part most people miss. They maintained a comprehensive household manual that functioned like an operational Bible. This document detailed everything from bedtime sequences and go-to meal preparations to the specific swaddling technique that calmed the infant during those dreaded evening meltdown hours. It even included step-by-step protocols for managing post-sports emotional outbursts. As their nanny, I never had to guess the correct approach. The system automatically guided me toward the right action. When daily life operates reliably, willpower stops carrying the entire burden. This principle applies whether you're managing investment portfolios or convincing a reluctant child to maintain dental hygiene. Privacy becomes a deliberate strategy, not defensive paranoia. Contrary to popular belief about wealthy individuals constantly showcasing their lifestyle, this family practiced the exact opposite approach. Conversation topics remained contained within household walls. Staff members used only first names in all communications. Personal family information never ventured beyond the property boundaries. Social media posts, when they appeared at all, focused on genuine connection with close friends rather than public spectacle. Security measures were comprehensive, understated, and purposefully unremarkable. The underlying philosophy wasn't rooted in fear. It was based on intentional choice-making. Some experiences gained tremendous value when kept private rather than shared publicly. I observed this principle most clearly with the children's achievements. Their artwork received enthusiastic celebration at family dinners, earned prominent display space on the kitchen corkboard, and then found permanent preservation in carefully labeled portfolios. No performative social media posting occurred, just authentic presence and appreciation. Tranquility stems from predetermined decisions, not expensive purchases. I've witnessed chaotic environments in expensive mansions and peaceful atmospheres in modest apartments. Financial resources don't purchase serenity. Clarity of purpose does. Within this household, every repetitive situation had an established default response. Default breakfast options, default backpack preparation checklist, default emotional regulation scripts that prevented both adults and children from improvising solutions during high-stress moments. Most people believe freedom means making every decision fresh each time. In reality, true freedom comes from making smart decisions once and then executing them consistently. These predetermined responses didn't create rigidity. They generated spaciousness. When the youngest child misplaced a beloved stuffed animal, or flight cancellations disrupted travel plans, nobody wanted to construct solutions from scratch during crisis moments. Instead, we implemented established protocols. The result was immediately visible. Everyone's tension levels decreased noticeably. Wealth purchases superior questions, not amplified answers. During one particularly challenging homework session, the mother didn't ask how to fix her struggling child. Instead, she asked what modifications would make this daily activity easier to accomplish consistently, even when everyone felt exhausted. That reframing transformed our entire approach. We stopped searching for brilliant tactics and started designing systems for human weakness. We divided math practice into 2 brief sessions with trampoline bouncing intervals. We established 5-minute cleanup timers so the endpoint always remained visible. We relocated pencils and scratch paper to an easily accessible drawer beside the dining table, eliminating friction entirely. After returning to my writing career, I adopted the same questioning strategy. Superior questions reduce overwhelming problems to manageable components. Boundaries sound gracious, not defensive. The word that appeared most frequently in family conversations was a simple 2-letter response: no. No to crosstown birthday parties that would disrupt peaceful Sunday afternoon rest periods. No to additional client dinners that would sacrifice bedtime story traditions. No to relationships with individuals who treated household staff disrespectfully, regardless of their potential networking value. Their boundary setting never sounded hostile or apologetic. It sounded kind and crystal clear. The parents had predetermined their non-negotiable priorities. Family dinner time was sacred. Adequate sleep was protected. Meaningful work received full commitment. Everything else had to negotiate around those foundational pillars. The children absorbed these boundary lessons naturally. They understood that electronic screens didn't belong in bedrooms, and that Saturday mornings were reserved for unstructured play, nature walks, or creating pancakes with enthusiastically excessive blueberry quantities. Nutrition serves function and principle simultaneously. As someone who volunteers at local farmers markets, I expected to be impressed by their produce selection. This household approached food with remarkable seriousness, but not in a showy manner. Lunch meals were intentionally predictable, nutrient-dense, reliable, and simple. Fresh fruit containers always waited at child eye level in the refrigerator. Sunday meal preparation consistently yielded Monday's ready-made bowls. Yes, they occasionally ordered takeout, but their default emphasized foods that maintained stable energy levels for small bodies and mental clarity for adults. Ethical sourcing also mattered deeply. The 7-year-old participated in spinach washing while learning about supporting local farms. The toddler supervised from the high chair, wielding a wooden spoon like an enthusiastic conductor. Food preparation wasn't a daily battleground, it was an established rhythm. The key insight wasn't shop at premium stores. It was eliminate decision fatigue from nutritional choices and align eating habits with personal values. Children learn effort and delayed gratification systematically within this family structure. Successfully completing morning routines earned the privilege of selecting Saturday's family activity, not material toys. Weekly allowances connected to consistent habits like daily reading, household chores, and tracked kindness points that children monitored using colorful sticker charts. They weren't attempting to raise entitled heirs. They were cultivating independent humans with personal agency. When the 7-year-old desired a specific science experiment kit, we discussed timeline planning. We mapped how she could earn it over 4 weeks through bed-making consistency, 10-minute post-breakfast reading sessions, and dinner table setting assistance. Desire wasn't discouraged, impulsive behavior was. This skill, The capacity to want something, wait patiently, and work systematically toward achievement provides tremendous momentum for adult success, and it costs absolutely nothing to practice. Continuous improvement happens through structured reflection. The father maintained a pocket-sized notebook labeled postmortems. Following any significant event, family trips, social gatherings, stressful mornings, we invested 90 seconds documenting what succeeded and what required adjustment for future iterations. Initially, this felt unnecessarily analytical. Then it became transformative. This feedback loop prevented small problems from becoming major obstacles. It converted "traveling with children is difficult" into "next time, snacks belong in the front compartment and the tablet needs 2 backup entertainment options downloaded." Reduced friction, increased enjoyment. After a soccer practice meltdown, we added banana provisions to the car emergency kit, relocated practice cleats to a transparent storage bin near the entrance, and programmed water bottle reminders on the kitchen display system. That 3-sentence note prevented 10 future headaches. I adopted identical reflection loops for personal routines, training runs, work deadlines, even grocery budgeting. The question isn't whether you achieve perfection immediately. It's whether you iterate consistently. Generosity operates systematically and silently. Authentic generosity looked remarkably different from public expectations. Recurring donations to literacy programs ran automatically. Quiet scholarship payments arrived every September. Standing arrangements with school counselors provided summer camp coverage for families in need. Spectacular gestures generate headlines. Quiet contributions transform lives. The children participated meaningfully. We maintained a small giving jar, and quarterly, the 7-year-old selected destinations for her accumulated contributions. She learned that helping others isn't a special occasion. It's integrated into monthly rhythms. You don't need substantial resources to implement this approach. Choose a meaningful cause, automate whatever contributions you can afford, and transform giving into a consistent habit rather than a decision requiring repeated deliberation. Margin creation prevents chaos. We consistently departed 10 minutes earlier than technically necessary. When I finally asked why, the explanation was elegantly simple. Because unexpected situations always arise. Something always does emerge. Shoes disappear mysteriously. Spills require quick clothing changes. GPS systems choose chaotic routing. Those buffer minutes transformed potential disasters into minor inconveniences. The children felt this difference immediately. Less rushing meant fewer tears. Fewer tears meant gentler drop-offs and more pleasant evenings. Building margin wasn't pessimistic thinking. It was respectful acknowledgement of reality. I began padding my work deadlines, exercise schedules, even conversation timeframes. Requesting 5 additional minutes when discussions ran long prevented staircase arguments. True status whispers. Stewardship shouts. The individuals who impressed me most in that environment rarely discussed financial matters. They focused extensively on stewardship responsibilities. Of people, of places, of attention itself. They knew household staff members' names and coffee preferences. They remembered personal details. They thanked delivery drivers and landscapers tending roses in rainfall. The children wrote birthday cards to grandparents using actual crayons and postal stamps. This wasn't performative behavior. It represented a fundamental worldview. If something or someone falls under your care, you tend to it thoughtfully. I wish I'd learned this principle earlier in my career. Stewardship scales beautifully. Begin small, your email inbox, sleep schedule, apartment plant. Careful attention compounds over time. Social media myths versus authentic signals. Judging solely by their Instagram presence, you'd never suspect how systematically organized this family operated. That disconnect was entirely intentional. The real indicators remained invisible. How mornings flowed smoothly, how disagreements stayed respectful, how children knew what to expect, how adults protected attention like a precious resource. External noise resembles wealth. Internal systems actually create it. Implementable strategies for immediate adoption. You don't need professional staff, private drivers, or household managers to live more systematically. You simply need a few strategic improvements. Select one single system this week and make it boringly reliable. Automate one bill payment. Establish weekly grocery delivery. Create default breakfast options children can help prepare independently. Protect a 2-hour calendar block for focused work or genuine rest. Treat it like an unmovable flight reservation. Defend it consistently, and you'll feel the energy shift. Establish one clear boundary. Perhaps no work communications after 7 p.m. Maybe avoiding immediate yes responses to requests. Possibly protecting Saturday mornings for unstructured play and pancake creation. Try it for 14 days and notice how your energy transforms. Give in a drama-free manner that runs automatically. $5 weekly to a beloved cause surpasses waiting for perfect timing. Begin a small post-mortem practice. After challenging mornings or successful ones, ask what worked effectively and what requires adjustment next time. Record brief notes in your phone. Iterate consistently. I never expected that nannying for one family would enhance my analytical abilities or writing skills. But observing quiet excellence behind closed doors revolutionized how I construct my personal life. How I plan daily schedules, pack nutritious snacks, and discuss effort and time management with children. Don't seek the obvious displays. Copy the subtle ones. That's where authentic wealth truly resides. But here's what I want to know. Which of these habits challenges your current assumptions about success the most? Are you brave enough to try the boring approaches that actually work? Or will you keep chasing the flashy strategies that keep most people stuck? Share your thoughts below. I'm curious whether you agree that simplicity beats spectacle, or if you think I'm missing something crucial about what real wealth looks like.